YouTube sensation Fidias Panayiotou has taken the political world in Cyprus by storm. Known for his online antics, the YouTuber is now an MEP, having garnered nearly 20% of his country's vote. Head of News Justin Stairs has sat down with Mr. Panayiotou for a two-part interview to discuss his political aims, as well as what it's like to move from being an online entertainer to an MEP in Brussels.
You are now an elected MEP. You announced your candidacy in boxer shorts on TV with two ties on, it says here.
Yeah. And I got elected.
And you got elected. And one of the reasons you wanted to stand was because you no longer wanted to see the same nerds in power in Brussels.
That's
now.
True. Not only in Brussels, but in Cyprus as well.
In Cyprus as well. Okay, the whole political class.
Yes.
Full of nerds. Now, I guess one of the difficult things, I'm just wondering, will be, are you going to become a nerd over the next 5 years? How are you going to stop yourself becoming a nerd? Do you see what I mean? Because a lot of the stuff that happens in the European Parliament is really, really nerdy. You have to go into all these details about...
You know, I don't think you need to be a nerd to do all this stuff. You can be a politician and be alive, to be full of excitement and do stuff with
I'm looking forward.
Passion. Hopefully, the other nerds don't rub off their nerdiness on me.
Right, this is what I'm saying, because if you're in there and there is a committee meeting on agriculture and you're talking about 3 cows in that quota and 4 cows in, you know.
But I find that interesting. I find generally the meaning of my life is to learn.
I'm going to survive for the next 7 days on this side of the island with only a knife. And my friend Olia will do the same on the other side of the island. And now our goal is to see who can survive better, boys or...
Definitely girls!
And to experience and understand the world how it is and to be useful. So I will find... Already, I found this journey very interesting. I don't know anything about politics, and now I started to learn. I'm in the house of politics now. So
and also, right, and you said, in fact, you never voted before you stood. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right. And
it's crazy.
It's crazy. You're on a crazy journey, and well, it's going to be great to see how you find what your impressions are. I mean, you've already met some politicians here in the European Parliament.
I'm having meetings every day with a lot of MPs, a lot of people of their team, a lot of the staff people. I started understanding, but maybe we can kind of take a moment because people will be a bit shocked about this. I want to explain how this happened in Cyprus.
Please do.
So I was the most voted person in my country, Cyprus. I was the first with 71,000 votes, and the second person was with 56,000. And we have 6 MEPs, and the order got lower and lower votes. So I think a miracle happened with me getting elected. But I will try to explain this miracle. First of all, I think social media, it was a big part because I was an independent in Cyprus. All the parties were putting 6 individuals in their ballot, and I was alone, independent, and I was competing not with one person in a party, but with 6 people in the party. And I got more votes than the whole parties in Cyprus. So let's try to explain this, how this is possible. A fucking stupid 24-year-old to be the most voted person in the whole country. There is a couple of reasons as I look back. First, I think the world of politics looked a bit more promising, a bit more interesting, because people in Cyprus especially were tired of the same politicians, the same lies, the same promises pre-elections and never delivering. So state of politics in Cyprus was not very good. So they wanted also to slap the system through me. Anti-establishment vote. Let's say half of my votes were anti-establishment votes. This is what the polls were showing. But other 50% of the votes showed that they believed in me, that I can do, I can have a difference and represent my country well. So because I'm a young YouTuber, I'm a very successful, let's say, businessman, and I had some cool successes in the past. I was in the Navy SEAL part of the army. I was a very famous YouTuber around the globe in English language. So these people saw like a successful 24-year-old. They said, oh, let's give it a shot. Let's give him the try. Something different. He's not a politician. And another thing was admitting, guys, I don't know anything about politics, but I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know anything about the army, but I was very successful at it, and it will be a nice journey. So I was honest, and I brought some more aliveness into politics. Right. I was going with T-shirts, not costumes and all this stuff, ties. And another thing, I think that's the biggest thing, and I left it for the last, social media. Social media allowed me to use war drones in my war with the other politicians, and the other politicians were having swords to fight with.
So uneven battle.
Uneven battle, my friend. Yes, I think that's fair to say, because I was, let's say, regular politicians go to a place to talk with 100 people to say their message. Okay, I was going to a place to talk with 100 people, but I had a leverage to get more from one thing that I was doing than any other person was doing. So I was live streaming my way into it. So another 20,000 people were watching me live stream. I was cutting short form content, and hundreds of thousands of people were watching me. So I was doing one thing, but I was having 2 + 2 in my campaign was 10, and 2 + 2 in other people's campaign were 8. So with understanding the social media, I think that's how it happened. And I thought that was important to explain you guys what happened, because I know this is crazy, but I tried to give you an explanation.
I mean, you could be the start of a phenomenon, because you're not alone. In fact, there is have you come across the Spanish party led by this guy Alvise Perez? Have you come across?
I heard about him. Yeah,
also an influencer.
But a political influencer,
right,
so
okay.
not like out of the blue, just a kid with no experience in politics.
Using social media.
Correct.
And successfully, his little party has got 3 MEPs. What I'm wondering is, are you and people like him, are you the start of a phenomenon? In 5 years, are we going to see 10, 20, 30, 40 Is it going to be essential to be an influencer in order to become a politician?
I'm not sure if it will be essential, but let's talk more about philosophically about this candidacy and this phenomenon. You know, I think I saw a glimpse of a more cool democracy, actually, from independent people to the people, and not through parties, through the TV, through the people. I saw people in the people that voted for me and all this stuff, or people that didn't vote, they interacted with me constantly, with messages, with the comments, they were making videos. So that I felt more direct democracy. And I think that's more alive. That's more what we're moving towards the future. And I think more independent people, because it's crazy that just a kid, 24 years old, surpassed all the parties, all the candidates of the whole parties of the biggest party, left and right, in the whole country. So that shows that maybe we're moving to more like independent democracy with social media, with people. So something
get
different.
Around the parties, maybe.
Yeah,
do
fuck
it
the
yourself.
parties. Not always the parties are bad, but in most situations the parties are just fighting for their own benefits and not for the benefits of the whole people.
I see that.
Kind of democracy by default is just people fighting between each other, and it's like the two parties just fighting between each other, and I see they're dividing the people in a way that's their purpose, to win votes and divide the people.
And you can ask your followers, who are your electors, you can ask them what to do, right? And you can ask them for their opinion.
Which I did. I will give you an example that was amazing. So I was offered by a party to go with them.
This was the Green Party?
Yes, that was the Green Party in Cyprus. And I put a poll in my TikTok account. And I was like, ladies and gentlemen, what do you want me to do? You want me to go independent? You want me to go with the Green Party? And now, until now, like 15,000 people voted, and 70% said no.
Yeah.
So I told them I will
yeah.
do whatever you want, and they didn't want me to go with the party. I didn't win. So it's like,
Are you going to carry on doing that? Because there could be a big vote in the European Parliament. You're going to be asked to vote, for example, on the future of the next European Commission president. Currently Ursula von der Leyen. There might be somebody else. It might be her again. And they're going to ask you in the European Parliament to say, do you want her or not? Are you going to ask your followers which way to vote?
I'm thinking to do some stuff. I need to see first of all if I'm allowed first. So I will see what's the rules and the regulations. But I think that's interesting to bring. And you know, one of the things that I think Europe failed as a whole, not only Cyprus, is to educate the people what is Europe, how it works, and all this stuff. Nobody the fuck in the countries of Europe, I'm sorry that I curse, I apologize.
Don't worry.
Nobody knows about how Europe works. What is, okay, there is the European Parliament, how it works, how they vote, how the decisions, who is the leader of the whole Europe.
Right.
It's 4 apparently. So it's like not a lot of people know about it. I think that's a big failure on the European side.
Right.
So my goal with this candidacy as well, because I have the expertise, is to kind of inform not only Cyprus people, which I started informing and letting them know what is going on and everything. I'm making videos, but the whole Europe. I started making some English vlogs of my day, how it works, and I think I will take the whole world on a journey with me to understand how the Euro, and I think that will be one of my contributions in the European Parliament.
That sounds cool. Now, you've obviously, as you just explained, bypassed the parties. Will you be able to do the same here in the European Parliament? Because as you probably know already, in the Parliament, there are parties, there are also these groups. Yeah. Now, if you're in a group, you get advantages like you can, spend money on assistants and you get more speaking time, this kind of thing. Or you could stay independent. Have you made that decision yet?
I'm thinking that's a big decision, because in country Cyprus you can go as an independent and there is not a lot of disadvantages. But here in Brussels, I think it works a bit differently. If you are just one voice out of the 750, and especially the people that they are non-aligned, the independent people, they have them as the crazy ones kind of, and they put them on the side, and they don't give them too much attention, and you are not allowed to go and vote and change stuff in committees and all this stuff. So I'm understanding the data, and I have some options. I have 3 options basically to go to Renew, Green Party, or non-aligned. So I'm exploring these 3 options.
Okay, Renew, that's kind of centre-ish, I guess. Green, well, Green, of course, is green, but it also, here in Brussels, it's considered to be a bit more left-wing than right-wing. Is that fair?
I think that's fair to say.
Does that describe you? Are you a bit more left-wing?
Nothing describes me, but I will be forced to join if I want to do some stuff.
So you have to make a decision.
Right.
So you're not talking to the right-wing parties then?
What?
You're not talking to the other groups?
No, this is the 2 groups I'm talking with.
Okay. Now that's okay. Now obviously,
so I want to describe I find myself maybe we put ourselves in a box. Okay, right, extreme right, center, left. So it's like, maybe why we're forced to do this. Maybe there is a different way. Maybe, but I understand anyway.
No, but maybe you could stay non-aligned as well. It can be done. It can be. In fact, there are lots in this parliament. There are like 80 or something.
Yes, but let's say probably 40 of them will go to join some parties, and then another 40, 50 will stay non-aligned.
Right.
We'll see.
Okay, now this is going to be great to follow your journey, because I mean, is it fair to say that a lot of what you've done until now has been fun?
3, 2, 1, go! I will let him go first, and I'm going to pass him. Whoa. You see, there is hills here that we can fall. We need to be extremely careful.
You've had a good time. Right?
That's the, when you kind of think about life, I think one of the most important things to optimize for in your life is fun. And I'm not joking here. I think it's a very serious pursuit to pursue fun. Because when you're having fun, you're learning more psychologists say you are more excited, you have better relationships with the people, and we have only one life. So when you choose the paths that are fun, I kind of have like an instinct. Okay, what I will do now? Maybe because I was in this dilemma 6 months ago. I'm making like, let's say, millions on YouTube. Should I just quit all this money and like this job that I love to pursue politics? And I was like, what is more fun? And pursuing politics was more fun for me. So I take decisions based on this instinct, having fun.
Well, I'm going to be interested to see how much fun you have in the European Parliament.
Yeah, it seems an impossible task.
Because, I mean, sense of humour and the European Parliament, I'm not sure how...
serious.
I don't know, but for example, I mean...
Never say never. We can shake them. We can make them fun.
Well, you're talking about your homeland, for example, and the divisions of your homeland. I mean, that's not funny, is it? Can you make that
I'm
fun?
not saying that it's funny. I'm not saying that is... but why not... When we discuss this very serious topic about Cyprus, that, for example, my uncle was lost in the war of 1974. So I have a personal, it's not fun, but like if you take things too seriously, you are going to die. So let's discuss it and maybe have some fun along the way. I'm not saying that all the some things are not fun, but even serious things can be fun. A lot of times when I'm sad, I find it fun because I'm experiencing all the emotions. So,
like when you were going without food for 30 days.
Now I'm 137 pounds. See my body before? This is my body now. About this challenge that I did, a lot of difficult things in my life, I found when I do the very extreme challenges, let's say not eating food for 30 days, only water, I kind of find and meet myself on a deeper level. Yeah. So like Socrates said, the beginning of wisdom is to know thyself. So I think I meet myself on a more core level when I am in my most extreme and difficult times. I understand who I am.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos.